After faking bankruptcy, I was taken home by my CEO rival. The late autumn rain was icy, needling through thin clothing with a damp, persistent cold. Under the dim yellow glow of a streetlight, reflected in broken shimmers on the wet pavement, the world seemed wrapped in a blurry, chilly gray. Lin Wei huddled under the narrow awning of a convenience store, watching muddy streams of water overflow the soaked, worn-out canvas shoes she'd been living in for months. Her toes were numb with cold. 3 months. 3 months since she'd been forced out of the Lin family's brightly lit, climate-controlled mansion, hiding like a rat in the gutter. And she still couldn't get used to this pervasive dampness and bone-deep chill. A black Maybach, like a specter in the night, glided silently down the wet street. Its tires hit a puddle perfectly, splattering filthy water that soaked her already stained trousers with new, muddy spots. She flinched backward, her spine hitting the cold glass door behind her, and ducked her head lower, a wave of numb bitterness washing over her. 3 months ago, she was the cherished daughter of the Lin Group, wearing limited edition haute couture, chauffeured everywhere. Her driver would slow down deliberately for puddles. She would never have stood in a place like this, splashed by a passing car, unable to utter a word of complaint. The Maybach, which should have driven away, unexpectedly slowed and reversed until it stopped beside her. The window slid down smoothly, revealing a sharply defined, coldly handsome profile. A jawline clenched tight, thin lips pressed into a habitual line of indifference, and eyes that remained as sharp as a hawk's even through the misty rain. Now marking on her through the downpour. Lin Wei's breath hitched. Her heart felt seized by an icy hand. Gu Yekan. Why him? The head of the Gu Corporation. Her arch-nemesis from student days right through the peak of her family's fortune. They'd crossed verbal swords in countless business forums, engaged in subtle battles at their parents' banquets. Back then, young and arrogant, backed by her intellect and family name, she had never lost face before him, always a proud peacock, fanning her feathers, trying to outshine him. But now, rain dripped from her soaked hair, tracing a cold path down her neck, making her shiver. The cheap, synthetic fabric of her clothes smelled damp, a pathetic contrast to the likely scent of fine leather and clean luxury inside the car. She wished the ground would swallow her whole. Any other meeting would have been better than this wretched contrast. His gaze lingered on her for 2 seconds, utterly devoid of emotion, as if appraising an unimportant item discarded by the roadside. That look was colder than the autumn rain, a heart-freezing indifference. Lin Wei. His voice was low, cutting through the sound of the rain, carrying a hint of something almost imperceptible. Confirmation. As if her bad appearance made her hard to recognize. Lin Wei stood rigid, nails digging into her palms, using the pain to cling to her crumbling dignity. She wanted to deny it, to turn and run, to escape this suffocating embarrassment. But from the depths of the alley, behind her came the rough shouts and hurried footsteps of her pursuers. She was trapped, pinned in this cold, rainy night, exposed. The corner of Gu Yekan's mouth twitched almost imperceptibly, like a smirk or something deeper, more inscrutable. It seems Miss Lin has encountered some trouble. His tone was flat, not sounding concerned nor gloating, merely stating a fact humiliating enough in itself. Lin Wei bit her lower lip, tasting a faint metallic tang. She didn't want to show weakness in front of him, not even a shred. But icy reality and the instinct to survive were like 2 cold vines, twisting around her ankles. Get in, it was an order, his tone leaving no room for doubt, as if it weren't a suggestion but a pre-decided decree. The window was fully down now, warm light and heat from inside the car spilling out, forming a tempting yet dangerous lure.